Yeah, that's it.
Come on through.
Hello.
Right.
Lovely to meet you, Sarah. I'll give you this.
To meet you as well. Thank you.
And then
Sorry,
if
you are Mike.
I'm Mike.
Mike and I'm Raj.
Raj.
Hello.
Nice to
to
meet
see you.
How are
Nice to
you?
meet you. Well,
Now, if
Right.
you sit yourself comfy and then grasp it onto
keep
that
the
and
mic
just under your chin.
There you
is
go.
perfect. How's that?
Not bad.
Excellent. Can we all hear, Sarah? There we go.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Now, before we crack into any conversation, we've only got one prepared question.
Okay.
So it's just a chat.
Be ready.
And that question is?
What makes you happy, Sarah?
Oh, I get so excited about helping ag industry experts, or farmers especially, to kind of enter in and thrive in the tech scene. So we run a program for farmer entrepreneurs, and I think that's like the most fun because A, I get to learn about ag, and then B, they get to learn about tech.
What's it called? Agthentic. Is that how you say
Yeah, that's
it?
my company. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
So, are you from the agricultural industry, or how did you end up in this place?
Yeah. So no, I'm from the tech industry. So
Okay.
I grew up in Silicon Valley, and then I was trained in computer science and human factors engineering and systems engineering. So worked in the defense space, and then it was sort of through a vacation that turned gap year, which is not a thing that Americans do. My parents thought I was going to turn into a hippie and never come home. And I was harvesting grapes in South America.
It hasn't. She hasn't.
She's
It
doing
hasn't
things.
happened.
Yeah,
You know.
here I am.
Yeah.
Lots of tech around.
She's a hippie, really.
I might be a bit of a hippie. I did just eat some non-chicken chicken. So
Yeah.
that
How'd you
might-
find it anyway?
Well, it's pretty
I don't
good.
know, Yeah. It's
It was
interesting.
covered in delicious sauce, so I
Yeah.
feel like I didn't get a full assessment.
That's
Jono said the
exactly
same
what Jono
thing,
did. We
yeah.
did a
Yeah.
live test
Yeah, right.
thing, and exactly what Jono said.
Yeah,
but
right.
the
Yeah.
structure
Seems
seems right.
legit, right?
Yeah, that's right. So, so I ended up spending about a year on farms in largely Argentina, but all over South America, and was just super excited about the ag industry and realized that it's an industry that needs technology and innovation and systems thinking, and I actually gave the shit about it, and so was really excited
Nice.
to work in that space, and ag tech was taking off, and so yeah, I've been working in that space since in the
Cool.
States and in Australia.
In the States and Australia.
Yes, I'm based in Sydney.
Oh, okay. And what do you do for them?
Yes.
Them being the farmers, is that, or the
everyone.
industry?
We really work around the ecosystem. For
Okay.
A buzzword for you.
That's all right.
But
So
yeah, so
can
we
I get you to bring
yes.
that bit?
So we look to solve two problems at a high level. One is connecting ag and ag tech. So really making sure that the technologies being developed in this industry are solving real problems.
Yes.
And that the people who have problems are aware of and able to engage with those
Perfect.
technologies. And the second is bringing the best practices of new venture development or technology development to ag, but also adapting it for ag when things need to be different in this industry. So when it takes longer, or you have to grow things or make them safe, and things like that. So that's really what we do at a high level. What that looks like is on one side, strategy consulting, so helping governments, corporates, investors, agribusinesses to engage with the startup scene or be more innovative for their employees, clients,
Yeah.
etc.
Yeah.
So pretty traditional kind of consulting, but all around ag innovation. And then on the other side, we do sort of growth advisory work with startups. So that looks like sometimes indirectly helping them. So we'll get paid by an industry body or a government or a corporate to work with startups that they're excited about.
Yep.
Or in some cases, we work with a very small number of high potential startups, and actually it's not consulting. Startups don't need consulting, but really like jump on their team and act as an interim COO, head of marketing, whatever they need.
And like advisory.
Yeah, so long-term relationship, really high support, like
Yeah.
in the trenches with them, and that's the most fun.
Yeah.
But it's also really tough work.
Yeah.
So that's what we do.
Very
Just
cool.
get you to twist around a bit, just to
Yes.
face that. We've got other people here. who
Hello.
should be part of the
Hello.
conversation.
We're all on Facebook and they're all
Yes.
waving.
You guys are so
Yeah.
exciting. I just turned this off.
Well, it's
He's
understandable
mesmerising,
and
isn't
fair
it?
enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Good God, is that really a human face? I know what you're thinking. Yes. How does that work?
Technology, I know.
I heard you talking on with Rod and the panel,
Yes.
and I heard two things you said was people, and communication.
Yeah.
Are those the things that you are finding? It's so easy, it's amazing. or are those the biggest problems
Yeah, it was
in those
interesting.
bridging?
I think the panel focus was on challenges, but it ended up talking about solutions or exciting areas, which panels tend to do, right? Because you want to hit on the good stuff.
Yep.
But I think there are
Few
lots of
buzzwords.
challenges to collaboration.
Yeah.
And that's probably more interesting. So definitely ag and ag tech collaboration is one. Imagine a Silicon Valley entrepreneur, a Sydney entrepreneur, an Auckland entrepreneur with a background in blockchain coming to a farm and saying, you need a blockchain, right? Like that doesn't go very well.
Okay, what do I do with it? Does it go on my tyres?
That's right. Yeah,
I've got
right.
chains for the snow.
that's
I don't
right.
understand.
That's right. That's right.
Blockchain.
So that's a bit of a challenge, and I think
Yeah.
how I would, I guess, categorize that is a shared language, and so that's true between ag and ag tech. It's true between corporates and startups. It's true between research and startups. So how do you kind of find that area where you can speak the same language and find something you both care about and you'll both benefit from? That's, I think, the challenge to collaboration. So it's been really interesting to see that play out in, connecting ag and ag tech and looking to connect startups with researchers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just
are we
hearing
dancing
music now? Yeah, it's amazing.
If you'd like to
We're in
dance,
the
off you go,
zone.
mate. That's fine. No one.
After you.
Yeah, it will be well after me. Don't worry about that. Maybe at 7 tonight in the Collar Lounge,
Yeah,
but that's
right.
about
I'll come
it.
back with a beer later.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll do it then. Is it, in your experience, the ag tech and tech and agri, don't know what to talk about here, developers,
3 things, I think.
farmers, I'm going to paint very,
That's right.
and then the bit in the middle,
Yeah.
is it harder to connect those than, say, financials or others?
Yeah.
Can't think of
I
any
would
others.
say
Is it hard just to connect them all up?
it is.
Well, the harder is the question.
So I think in some ways yes and in some ways no, which is a bad answer, so I'll say more.
No, that's fine.
Well,
Thank you very much. Good
all's
night.
good.
Yeah, right.
Bye-bye.
And see you later. So she's so insightful, that Sarah. So I think it's easier because everyone eats food and sort of gets ag at a super high level. Stuff on the ground comes out, sunlight, like pretty interesting,
Yeah.
and they care about it because they want to continue to eat food
Yeah.
and care about food insecurity and can see food waste. And
Sucking my stomach in, but yeah.
yeah, that's right. So I think in that way there's more engagement, but that also on the flip side is a challenge because just because you eat does not mean you're an ag expert or know at all how it is grown.
Absolutely.
And so that can cause a bit of a disconnect as well. And then I think that's kind of ag and consumer and relates to tech too. Then I think another challenge that's similar to other industries is just like corporates working with startups, researchers working with startups. Those are challenges that exist everywhere else. Ag probably doesn't make it easier because you have to go out in the ground and plant it or deal with an animal. So ag makes it a bit harder, but I think those challenges exist in every industry.
Okay. Are they, and this is a question that I think other people have, and again, you can tell me if I'm talking out me lower parts, is agricultural, the industry, a slower moving beast? Is it more conservative than, let's say, other industries?
Yeah, people talk about that a lot and sort of paint it as if it is. I think I would really like to understand whether the timelines to adopt are the same as before all of the small businesses in the world had cloud-based software, right? Like they were pretty slow to adopt that as well. And especially big companies before they had anything cloud-based, that first switch was quite slow. And, farms are businesses. So in some ways it's similar. I think there are some challenges that make it harder, like tyranny of distance, like connectivity, like the need for to get help. So say you're out on a remote property somewhere and your electronics break. There's no Genius Bar, right? There's no one to call.
Right.
And there's no Geek Squad either.
He doesn't know what that is.
It's the main.
Right.
Yeah, it's an Apple thing. I
It's a
understand.
Google guy, isn't it?
I have
Right.
no idea how
You're
that
not, I
works.
have to go actually?
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. We've not been filming any of this,
Right,
don't
okay.
we? We're going to say, how do people get in touch with you then? When they experience all of those issues and they go, I need someone to come and
Need
help
a
me.
hand.
Yeah, right. So we are at agthentic.com. So the word authentic with a G instead of a U. And I'm on Twitter at Agthentic and SV Knowles, which is an old nickname that I should have gotten rid of, but has followed me around.
Never do it.
That's right.
Keep
Too late
it
now.
forever and ever.
That's right.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
Thank you
guys.
so much,
It's really
Sarah.
fun.
Time.
Appreciate it.
Excellent. I'll take that off you.